And welcome to True Sports episode 92. I'm Taylor Phillips alongside Louis Tenor.
Okay.
Well, the Bears jumped out to a commanding lead at halftime,
Yeah.
but then the Commanders have reached have gotten to the point where they're coming back in the game. They have the ball down 30
Yeah.
to 20. Sam Howell has just passed incomplete intended for Dotson. 5:54 left, fourth quarter. The Bears led 27 to 3 at halftime, just like the Lions did a week ago tonight.
Yeah. And look how that turned out.
Yeah, the Packers scored started off the second half with a slow but sure 14-0 run, but the Lions responded nicely with 10 points of their own.
Yeah.
Thank special thanks in large part to Quay Walker's unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, jumping over everyone in the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
He had, I got to tell you, he had um, some ten, some real tenacity.
Oh yeah.
So 5:36 left, fourth quarter. It's on Amazon Prime Video, which we have to pay for.
Hmm.
I, I just, I'm just, I just had this. I'm just viewing the score
Yeah.
on the Score mobile app. Third and 15 at the Chicago Bears 28-yard line.
Yes.
To Bijan Robinson or something like that
Hmm.
for a 5-yard gain. Walker made the stop for the Bears. Edmonds was injured during the play. So both the Bears Commanders game on Thursday Night Football on Amazon Prime Video was in an injury delay. The
Hmm.
Bears lead the Commanders 30 to 20. Can the Commanders come back, or will the Bears hang on? We'll find out in due time.
Yes.
Plus, the Rangers fell short to the Bruins 2-1 at Madison Square Garden in preseason action.
Yeah.
Right now, the Avalanche and Golden Knights are are in an intermission right now. The Avs lead 2-0 at the end of one, the first intermission. But I'll leave that all up to Louis Tenoro on his True Sports Report. Go ahead.
Thank you very much, Taylor. Actually, the Bruins scored an empty net goal, and it
3-0.
turned to be
3-1.
3-1. Unfortunately, too bad it wasn't on my end. But like I said, I'm not worried. It's only preseason. It has no bearing on the regular season whatsoever. Other finals: the Capitals over the Blue Jackets 4-2. The Leafs over the Red Wings 4-3 in overtime. The Panthers doubled up on the Lightning 6-3 in the Battle of Florida. Florida. Flyers beat the Islanders 5-2. Oh well, can't say either one of them. The Predators over the Hurricanes 5-1. The Blues have blanked the Stars 4-0, and the Senators blanked the Jets 3-0. Games in progress. We're going to overtime now between the Blackhawks and the Wild, tied at 2. Oh no! And the Kings lead the Sharks in the third period 3-2 with 15 and change to go. There'll be preseason games tomorrow, and it goes like this. As soon as I get down the line here. Here we go. Tomorrow, your 7 o'clock games are as follows: the Pens taking on the Sabres, the Devils taking on the Islanders. Well, that'd be fun. The Predators taking on the Hurricanes, 9 o'clock, the Kraken take on the Oilers, and at 10 o'clock, the Flames take on the Canucks. As we're now just 5 days and counting from the start of the actual season. Thank goodness. We did have one NBA game today, actually, in preseason, as the preseason started. And it was the Timberwolves over the Mavericks, 111 to 99. Luka had 25 points, and Karl-Anthony Towns had 20 points. There are no games tomorrow in the preseason, so I'll jump ahead to Saturday. And another light schedule, as the Timberwolves will take on the Mavericks again at noon, and at 8:30 the Lakers will take on the Warriors. Oh, so that's gonna be I guess it's gonna be kind of slow for the preseason, but I kind of expected that. And right now it's 30 to 20, 5:10 to go as the Bears lead the Commanders. Howell has 330 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Herbert has 76 rushing yards on 10 carries, and Moore, with 2 O's, has 174 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns. All right, so on we go to the news items of the day.
But before you do, the Commanders missed a field goal attempt.
Oh, nice going. Dirty, no good. All right. Well, we had some sad news to pass along, as one of the NFL's all-time greats, Dick Butkus, one of the monsters of the Midway, passed away a few hours ago. The announcement was made by the Chicago Bears themselves. Butkus became a Bears legend and a Hall of Famer in his 9-year career that began in 1965. The middle linebacker was a vicious tackler whose intimidating presence put some players on their heels even before the ball snapped. In a statement released by the Bears, the Butkus family said he passed away at his home in Malibu, California, earlier this evening. The Bears play the Commanders tonight and held a moment of silence before kickoff. He made the Pro Bowl 8 of his 9 seasons, but was forced to retire in 1974 as a result of a knee injury. Back then, knee injuries were pretty serious. Butkus was a fierce competitor who helped define the linebacker position as one of the all-time greats, said Commissioner Roger Goodell in a statement today. His intuition and toughness made him the model linebacker whose name will be forever linked with the Bears. Butkus finished his career with 1,020 tackles and 22 interceptions. He was named first team All-Pro 5 times, won the George Halas Award in 1974, and was elected to the Hall of Fame on his first try in 1979. He was also named to the All-Decade team in the 60s and 1970s, and was named to the 75th and 100th anniversary teams. The Astros will start Justin Verlander for Game 1 of the ALDS against the Twins that begin on Saturday. This will be his 35th postseason start. Verlander, who returned to the Astros in a trade from the Mets in midseason. Manager Dusty Baker made the announcement today, and adding that Framber Valdez will start in Game 2 on Sunday night. Verlander was 13-8 this season with an ERA of 3.22 in 27 starts this season. The 3-time Cy Young Award winner was 7-3 with an ERA of 3.31 in his last 11 starts for the Astros after the trade. Valdez was 12-11 with a 3.45 ERA in 31 starts, and even threw a no-hitter against the Guardians in August. The Twins swept the Blue Jays 2-0 in the American League wildcard round, which ended yesterday.
The Bears just scored a touchdown with 4:10 left. 36-20.
Oh, great. My brother will be happy. All right. Well, at the beginning of the baseball season, it looked like the Rays were the team destined to win the World Series. After all, they did start 13-0, and they were unstoppable. Then the unthinkable happened as they got swept in the wild card round by the Texas Rangers. Wonders never cease. The Rangers swept the series by being Rays 7-1 in Game 2 of the AL Wildcard Series. The potent offense that the Rays carried from opening day to mid-July failed down the stretch. Rays manager Kevin Cash said it's frustrating, but that's part of the game, he said. That's true. Curtis Mead's seventh inning single stopped the Rays' scoreless streak dating back to last season. This was the second longest running scoreless streak In the majors, only the Dodgers had a longer scoreless streak of 34 innings from 1966 to 74. The Rays lost key contributors from the impressive start. Shortstop Wander Franco was placed on administrative leave by the league in August as authorities in the Dominican Republic looked into allegations of having relationships with minors. Ugh. Second baseman Brandon Lowe had his season cut short by a knee injury, and center fielder Jose Suri returned from a right hand fracture but did not play in Game 1. We did not expect to be out this early, said Zach Eflin. Ending so abrupt is not easy. This was not a good feeling, he said. The Rays had lost a franchise record of 7 straight postseason games, and it did him in. I really thought they were going to take it. All right. Well, the Minnesota Twins won their first playoff series in 21 years after sweeping the goofy Blue Jays. The Twins ended their 19-year drought of not winning a playoff series until beating Toronto yesterday, but now they have a more difficult task as they face the Astros. Caleb Thibar, who was with the Brewers, but still far of the Twins, remembers when they lost in the 11th inning of Game 2 of the 2009 ALDS. So do I. Joe Mauer lofted a fly ball down the left line and ruled foul, though replays showed it was fair. Yeah, well played, Mauer. Twins starting pitchers Pablo Lopez and Sonny Gray, who one time was with the Yankees, did most of the heavy lifting this season. He led the Blue Jays to 1 run in 18 innings, letting what little production they could hold up. In Game 1, Royce Lewis, who came back from a hamstring injury, crushed 2 home runs in Game 2 in what was a brief 4-inning rally that was triggered by the exit of Jose Barrios, and that proved to be the difference. And throughout, the Twins continued to exceed on the little things that mattered, and that is how they got to where they are now. Bob Melvin will return to manage the Padres for next season after following their most difficult season in franchise history, said by manager Dave Perauer. The GM also downplayed reports of a fractured relationship between Melvin, who guided the Padres to their 2 winning records in a full season under Perauer, and has a year left on his contract. Bob is our manager and will be going forward, Perauer said in the video conference. A lot has been said in the last few weeks, but both are very excited about the challenge of getting the group back together for the postseason. The announcement came 3 days after a respectable 82-80 record, although disappointing from last year. They were eliminated from postseason contention on Friday, ending a bittersweet season with World Series expectations after making a run to the NLCS last season, and increased their payroll to $258 million, which was the third highest in the majors. Yeah, I guess from making to the League Championship Series to just finishing outside of playoff, yeah, that is kind of disappointing. Would I call it a failure? No. I wouldn't call it a failure. I would call it disappointing, but, not a failure. All right, another sad story of the day here. LSU safety Greg Brooks Jr., who underwent surgery to remove a tumor from his brain, was diagnosed with a rare form of brain cancer. Brooks has a condition known as medulloblastoma, which, according to the Cleveland Clinic, affects only around 350 to 500 people in the U.S. and is mostly associated with children. He underwent successful brain surgery on September 15th to remove the tumor located near the cerebellum and brainstem. However, his speech and communication are impacted. That, according to Dr. Catherine O'Neill at the Our Lady of Lake Health. Dr. O'Neill says there is no evidence that the cancer to Brooks has spread, and that's good news. Although he is responsive and working in therapy, he now faces months of rehab, O'Neill said in a statement. The surgery was successful in removing the tumor, and there is no evidence that the cancer has spread throughout his body. As his rehab begins, Greg's family and healthcare team will determine a treatment plan in collaborating with specialists from this form of brain cancer. He has a long journey ahead of him and will need full support of the community behind him as he faces this battle. Brooks appeared in the first 2 games of the season as team captain before missing a game against Mississippi State, where coach Brian Kelly described it as a medical emergency. Kelly, who also said that Brooks suffered vertigo earlier this year and experienced dizziness that prompted an MRI that revealed the tumor. Well, we certainly wish him a good recovery. The D-backs were teetering in the early innings of Game 2 of their wildcard series against the Brewers yesterday. Arizona's 17-game winner Zach Gillian was laboring through an onslaught by long at-bats and base runners from a determined Brewers offense. By the end of the first inning, the Brewers had 2 runs on the board and sent 7 hitters to the plate, forcing Gowan to throw 32 pitches. Eesh. After the inning, Gallant ran to manager Torey Lovullo in the dugout. I came in the first and said, if you give me 110 pitches, I'll give you 7 innings. Gallant later said, I lied. I only give you 6. Lovullo had no quibbles with the shortfall from his shaky first start and gutted out 5 innings, giving his offense a chance to overtake the Brewers and setting up for the D-backs bullpen. While Gallen delivering as an ace pitcher does best, D-backs close out the series in a 2-game sweep with a 5-2 win and now will face the Dodgers in the NLDS. No, good luck on that one, bub. Gallen, despite early troubles, threw 100 pitches in 6 innings, allowing only those 2 runs scored earlier. The D-backs caught their breath as they found themselves down by 2 facing the Brewers star Freddie Perella, who held the D-backs to hitless for 4.5 innings. They also had starting pitcher Gabe Marino, who had left after feeling dizzy after being struck in the helmet from the Brewers' Bryce Turang. The last time the D-backs advanced to the the NLDS, were confirmed by a Dodgers team that had already well into becoming an 11-year streak of playoff appearances, 10 of which were NL West titles that keeps them rolling to the present day.
40-20
Sure.
Bears.
Okay.
156 left in the 4th.
Okay, this game was over.
Yep.
Right-hander pitcher Max Scherzer was encouraged by a pain-free bull session yesterday. Finally, he shot it twice after the workout in Tampa Bay Searsburg, that according to the Dallas Morning News. I should say, finally, he shouted. The Rangers won the wildcard series over the Rays without their ace pitcher on the mound in a 2-0 series sweep. The Rangers now head to Baltimore to face the Orioles in the ALDS that begins on Saturday. Scherzer has not pitched since September 12th after suffering a muscle strain. Last week was a light bullpen session. This one was for real, he said yesterday, as told by the Dallas Morning News. I was able to step out more and I was pain-free. Although the progress is encouraging, he is still a long shot to pitch in this series. The Rangers acquired Scherzer from the Mets at the trade deadline. He was 4-2 with a 3.2 ERA in 8 starts for the Rangers before heading to the 15-day injured list on September 13th. Well, you never know. He still might be able to pitch. It is highly unlikely, but you never know. Okay, Lionel Messi was named to Argentina's practice squad for the next 2 World Cup qualifying matches, despite a nagging leg injury that has kept him off the field for the last 2 weeks with Miami. Messi has missed 5 of Miami's last 6 matches, including last night's loss to Chicago, which puts their playoff chances in serious jeopardy. The captain of Team Argentina also missed the national team win over Bolivia on September 12th. His last appearance was on September 20th against Toronto, but was subbed at the half due to the injury that resurfaced in a 1-0 win over Ecuador on September the 7th. Messi has 11 goals in 12 matches and is 8-0-4 when he plays. 7 of those matches were on teams run winning their first trophy in the League Cup championships, and was the other in the U.S. Open semifinals. Without Messi, Miami is 1-3-2 in their last 6 matches. Oh dear. LA Kings right winger Arthur Kalev was suspended a total of 4 games. That's 2 preseason and 2 regular season without pay earlier today for kneeing Chase DeLeo of the Anaheim Ducks. The incident occurred in a preseason game on Tuesday in Los Angeles. He was assessed with a 2-minute minor penalty for kneeing. That means kneeing DeLeo, that is. Caleb will forfeit $9,314 under his salary under the current CBA based on his average annual salary. The money goes towards the player's emergency assistance fund. Well, at least it's going to a good cause.
3-0 Avalanche.
Oh dear. For at least one day, there was no drama surrounding the 76ers. How long is that going to last? I don't know. After skipping both media day Monday and opening a training camp on Tuesday, James Harden rejoined his teammates for their second practice yesterday under head coach Nick Nurse. Harden participated in the entire practice, and by the looks of everyone involved, he looked good in doing so. Well, that's a plus. Nurse said he looked good after practice yesterday and looked like he's in good shape. By the time the media was let into yesterday's practice, Harden had already split and did not make himself available to reporters for comment. The Sixers posted a few pictures on social media of Harden practicing. According to Nurse and his teammates, Harden was fully engaged in participating in the proceedings. Nurse said he spoke to Harden before practice, and things seem to be acting as normal. Well, by his standards, that is. He's acting as normal on the second day of practice. Nurse said he praised the team's energy and intensity and improved from Tuesday's practice. Harden is still looking to be traded, preferably to the Clippers, but he's still going to start this preseason. As a member of the Sixers as they take on the Celtics in their first preseason game on Sunday. There's the preseason opener. Alright, second here, see if I missed anything else. Okay, moving on. Joel Embiid of the Sixers, and who is, of course, the defending MVP, made his commitment to play for Team USA at next summer's Olympics, sources told ESPN. Embiid informed Team USA executive Grant Hill in his decision this morning. Sources said just days after both met for an hour, in in Colorado, where the Sixers hold camp. Embiid was born in Cameroon and holds French and U.S. citizenship and has been the center of an intense battle over what country to represent at the Olympics. Embiid told reporters that he was torn between 3 options. Embiid chose the U.S., sources said, because he wants to help the U.S. return to the top of the basketball world after only placing 4th in the FIBA World Cup last month. Yeah.
Vegas just got on the board.
All right, good.
Yep, and the Bears won 40-20.
40-20. Well, like I said, my brother is happy because he is a Bears fan. All right, just a quick check to see if I missed anything. I don't think I did. Funny, I did. It's amazing. It takes me like 2 hours to write about 6 articles, and I can do that within 20 minutes of reporting it. Isn't that amazing? Well, yeah. So the playoffs, the second round will begin on Saturday, so I'll be ready for it. In fact, why don't we check some of those matchups right now while we still have some time here?
Yeah.
And it goes like this. All right, fans, get ready. Saturday, we'll have the Rangers taking on the Orioles. That starts at 1 o'clock. At 4:45, the Twins will take on the Astros. Those games will be on FS1. Your nighttime games will be the Phillies taking on the Braves. I believe that's at 6 o'clock. And the nightcap at 9:20, the D-backs taking on the Dodgers. Ah, well.
That's the division series.
Yep. Okay, 3:03 to go in the third period. The Sharks and Kings are tied still at 3, which would be pretty good. And the Coyotes lead the Ducks 2-0. 8:30 to go in the second period. Oh, and one more note: the Avalanche lead the Golden Knights 3-1 with 10:29 to go in the second period.
9.5
Okay.
left to go now and counting.
Mine's a little bit off. Yeah, but oh, there was one more article. There was a shooting. Say, I gotta see if I can find that article. Very another disturbing story that happened. It's five students were killed over a stupid argument. When is this gonna end? I mean, back when I was young, we just go and use fisticuffs and whatnot. We didn't go out and didn't use guns or whatnot. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's really
Gun control needs to be
control.
enforced.
Yes, they had to do something because people just killing each other for no reason at all. That is not a good example for society. Oh, I do have one college score here, even though it's not top 25, but kind of noteworthy as Liberty beat Sam Houston 21-16. And we also have games tomorrow on the schedule. And they go like this. Oh, incidentally, last night Jacksonville State beat Middle Tennessee 45-30. Florida International beat New Mexico State beat Florida International 34-17. Tomorrow we have Kansas State taking on Oklahoma State at 7:30. That's on ESPN, and for Fox Sports 1, Nebraska takes on Illinois at 8. All right. Okay, now I know stuff concludes, so now I'll turn it back over to you.
All right, episode 92 is in the can. True Sports will be back for episode 93 Saturday at 10:30 p.m.
All right.
Till then, for Lewis, I'm Taylor. Ta-ta.
Good night, folks.